This is the anthem. Here's what you came for. This is the moment magic was made for. Come on, let's light up the sky now. You'll feel the magic happening right now.
Hello there. Welcome back to Fan Fatales.
Take a ride with us on the Hogwarts Express.
Walk down Main Street with our best super pals.
And defy gravity as we talk about all things fandom.
Hello and welcome back to Fan Fatales, a member of the Real Fans Podcast Network. I'm Emma.
And I'm Gaby, and this week we're going to be starting off Spooktober with a trip down to the Wizarding World in honor of the passing of Mr. Michael Gambon.
Yeah. Our hearts are with his family and friends.
Yes, and all who worked with him and all who spent time with him and enjoyed him.
Oh, I forget which one of the Phelps it was, but he had a real... Phelps twins it was, but he had a really touching story about Michael Gambon. Did you read his Instagram post? I think it was the one who played Fred, so James. And he was talking about, like, when they were filming Dumbledore's passing in Half-Blood Prince, how he and Michael were just talking, and he was like, oh, Michael Gambon was like, hey, like, what do you have plans for this weekend? And I guess he and his brother were doing a reading of some play. And Michael Gambon, during his time off from recording Dumbledore's passing, just spent, like, that time dissecting the script with whatever Phelps twin it was. And, like, took time out of his breaks and all that.
I have seen a bunch of videos of people at, like, both of the Wizarding Worlds doing, like,
the wands up.
The wands, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was really sweet. And today's October 1st, the day that we're recording is October 1st, so we're like, it's real spoopy time, too, so, like, you know, I feel like he timed it very appropriately. He did it on purpose.
Yeah.
He said, you know what would be a great time? Right now.
Yeah. And I mean, Harry Potter's just very spooky in itself. Like, major plot points happen on Halloween night.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before. If not.
Yeah, we have.
For those who don't know, James and Lily Potter are killed on October 31st of 1981. Same day as Voldemort disappearing and Harry getting the scar. Harry, Ron, and Hermione face the troll in the bathroom in Sorcerer's Stone on Halloween night.
On Halloween.
What else? I think the first, the blood on the wall saying that the chamber has been open was on Halloween night.
Yep.
What else?
The first trial of
Buckbeak?
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
And Buckbeak's trial was right around Halloween time because of all the pumpkins.
Yeah.
But no, I was thinking of Goblet of Fire, the part when they bring all the dragons.
Yeah.
That whole thing is all around Halloween time too.
WizardingWorld.com. Why Halloween is so important in Harry Potter. Day that his parents died. The day that they became a golden trio. The day that Chamber of Secrets was open. Oh, it's the day that Sirius Black broke into Hogwarts for Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, there we go.
It's the day that Harry was picked to be a Triwizard champion.
Oh, okay. So okay, one of the things, but okay.
But yeah. And then they kind of just stop after Voldemort comes back at the end of Goblet.
They were like, he's back! And that's it.
Yeah. No.
Well, because part of it is, like, the significance of Halloween is, like...
Spooky time.
Done. He's back now. Yeah. Now every day is spooky day.
Yeah, speaking of spooky and Harry Potter, Did you see all the videos of Death Eaters at Halloween Horror Nights this year in Orlando?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
They're so good.
They're really good. And they're like, I'm watching some of these and I'm like, holy shit, they're actually kind of scary.
Yeah, like, I'm more scared of them than, like, some of the house footages I've seen.
Yeah.
And I can't go to Halloween Horror Nights this year. Probably next year I'll be able to go.
Yeah.
Especially if I am working.
Would not. I'd rather not.
I want to go. I also just know a lot of the scare actors that perform at Halloween Horror Nights.
You just want to go to see your friends, so that way you can try and make your friends laugh.
Yeah.
You just want to go and find your friends in the crowd so you could be like, and like make silly faces at them.
No, they would find me first. If anything has been proven from when they're Who's for Grinchmas.
Christmas. Yeah.
They just find me. I don't know how, but they do every time, and they come up to me and annoy me for like 10 minutes.
But like same idea. They'll want to come up to you and be like, try and scare you, and you're just gonna sit there and try and make them laugh.
Yeah.
You want them to break character.
It's like me and my trooper friends. I have some friends that are stormtroopers.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say though is like there's a lot of really significant stuff that happens around Halloween in the Harry Potter world, but also can we also appreciate how like at its core Sorcerer's Stone is a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Like that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Like yes, the troll thing happens on Halloween and like there's a lot of other spooky stuff.
I would say Chamber is the Halloween movie.
Chamber is definitely the Halloween movie. Chamber is terrifying. Are you kidding me? Like the spiders, spiders. That's so Halloween-y, and it's so creepy. I hate it. But like, I love Aragog because he's so good. But like, all of the little baby spiders, But all the little baby spiders, they get me. I don't like them. I don't like
Chamber and Half-Blood Prince.
Ron that entire time
are the two Halloween.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like after Goblet of Fire, the rest of the movies are just kind of like, meow, until we get to Deathly Hallows. I don't love Half-Blood Prince as a concept. I think it's kind of a lame movie.
I think the book's way better than the movie.
Half-Blood Prince. Yeah.
That's probably my least favorite of the movies. I'm talking about the book. It's the most Halloween of the books.
Okay. That's probably fair. And I feel like Deathly Hallows is pretty Halloween-y too, but that's just because it's really scary because it's Deathly Hallows. Like, there's a lot at stake, you know? And, like, the whole, like, chase. When does that happen? Isn't that on Halloween? No, that's later than Halloween.
No, because that's after Ron has already, like, gotten back with the group, right? Like, he leaves them and then comes back.
Yeah, you're right. It's after he comes back. It's in Deathly Hallows Part 2 that they do the chase, so it's later in the... It's
because when Ron's gone, it's Christmas Day. Or Christmas Eve.
Yeah. You're right.
That's how I think about it. So it's probably like...
When does Dobby die?
I'll find out.
We must know.
Sorry. I'm not laughing at Dobby's death. I'm laughing at the grave that they made for Shell Cottage. They kept up, and Harry Potter fans have been told to stop leaving socks at Dobby's grave.
Why?
I don't know. That was just the headline. Do you want me to click on it? It's from NBC News.
What? But, like, why? Why? Is it, like, hurting the wildlife? Because, like, that would make sense. But, like...
Let me see.
If it's just for, like, shits and giggles, like, just to stop because it's annoying, like, that's rude.
Environmental concerns for freshwater West Beach.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's probably hurting the animals.
Yeah.
Hear me out. What if I painted a sock on a rock and then put it down? How's that?
Yeah. Now let me look at his death date. It's sometime in April.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Not significant to what we're talking about.
Okay, it says if Hogwarts set the break for either, like, the spring break time period for either the week before or after Easter, it would have been April of that year.
Okay.
Because that's when British schools go on break for, like, spring.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's how it used to be for American schools, and then they, like, standardized it to a certain week.
Yeah, and it's now, like, St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Which is weird.
Yeah. No, so... Yeah, wait, that makes sense, because then there's only, like, what, about a week and a half, because, let's say mid-April, May 3rd is the battle. Or May 2nd's the battle.
Yeah.
May 2nd of 1998.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. My brain.
Interesting.
What?
Just reading more about Halloween stuff in Harry Potter.
Also, butterbeer
says...
just feels like a fall drink out of anything.
It does. It, like, pumpkin juice too, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, duh.
Duh.
Because it's pumpkin. But, like, yeah, butterbeer for sure. It's got the vibes,
It's got, like, that caramel butterscotchy.
Yeah. And, like, you gotta have it with a nice warm pumpkin pasty.
Yeah.
You know, like, every time, Cho is like, 3 pumpkin pasties, please. And I'm always like, ah!
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, the fall. Or, like, you know, when they have their, like, Halloween dinner and it's, like, all laid out and you see all the, like, yummy treats, it's like, oh my gosh, that looks so yummy.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, like, I feel like, just in general, Harry Potter and, like, it's spooky and you got, like, witches and wizards and all the magical creatures and
Yeah.
all the
The
things.
werewolves.
Yeah. And, like, just the whole idea of Voldemort and all that is, like, that's pretty spooky.
Also, mandrakes are spooky.
Yeah. Oh, mandrakes.
Yeah. The baby plants.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm looking at my
about.
Halloween decorations, and I have one that kind of looks like Audrey 2 from Whittle Shop on my bookshelf over there in the corner.
And so it made you think of mandrakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they can, like, kill somebody.
Yeah, by their screams.
By their screams, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And the fact that they let children handle them.
I know! And mandrakes are introduced in the spooky book.
That's true. Although Professor Sprout does say that the ones that they're handling are just babies, so they're not actually going to kill them. But still, like, the fact that some of the stuff that they do, right? Like, okay, let's, like, really get into this. Like, talking about Chamber of Secrets. I just watched this movie the other day, so it's fresh in my mind. But, like, talking about the Chamber of Secrets, like, thinking about it, like, you know, Dumbledore is like, nobody's supposed to go into the Forbidden Forest under no circumstances, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, Ron, Hermione, and Harry get in trouble, and then Draco rats them out, and so he gets in trouble too. And then they have to go into the Forbidden Forest for their punishment?
Isn't that in book 1, though?
Is that in book 1?
Yeah, because it's the whole Norbert thing, I think.
Norbert? Oh, I think you're right.
Norbert.
It actually is in book 1. But still, my point still stands. Like,
Norbert.
What the hell? The dragon,
Yeah, baby dragon.
Yeah. You're right. Because it's Professor Quirrell who's eating the unicorns. You're right. But still.
Though I will say, of the Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers, Quirrell is the most terrifying of them all.
Why?
Well, in terms of, like, stuff that they do, like him eating, like, unicorn blood and all that, like, sure,
yeah.
Umbridge is terrible.
And he's a terrible teacher.
Yeah, he's a terrible teacher, But yeah, sure. Umbridge terrible, like, whatever. She tortures kids, but Quirrell.
Oh, I think she's the worst. I think Umbridge is the worst.
She's the worst because there are teachers that could actually be like her.
Yeah, I think she's the worst because of, like, not because of, like, the actions she, like, just because of, like, how she treats the students. Like, she's
I'm
the worst
talking
as just, like, a person.
About, like, actions, not, like,
yeah,
as a person.
Yeah, Quirrell, he does, like, I mean, he hexes Harry while he's playing Quidditch.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to. He eats the unicorn's blood. Mm-hmm. He, like, tries to set Harry on fire when he's standing in front of the Mirror of Ezra and they're in the little thingy, wherever it's stored, you know? And, like...
His face gets burned off. I know it's not his fault, but his face gets, like, burned
it
off.
It does. It's terrifying.
Yeah. And, like...
I mean...
Lockhart's not terrifying at all. He's an idiot.
He's just dumb. Lockhart just
Lupin's
sucks.
supposed to be Uncle Moony, but he isn't to Harry because parents died at a young age.
I feel like Lupin's the most decent of the Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers that we get.
Yeah, him and the one who was a Death Eater the entire time in secret because of Polyjuice Potion.
Yeah. Which is so frustrating. Like, the whole time.
What's so frustrating about that is the fact that we never get to see what Mad-Eye Moody's really like. Because, like, we never really see him after that. So the only, like, Mad-Eye Moody stuff that we get
is through
Barty Crouch Jr.
Crouch Jr. Yeah. And then we see him a little bit in Order of the Phoenix, but not
in
really.
Much to where we can get, like, full personality.
No.
And then we don't really see him in Half-Blood Prince.
No, we don't see him barely at all.
And then he dies at the beginning of Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, we get to see him for like 0.2. I was just going to say, we get to see him for like 0.2 seconds before he dies.
Or then the actor's son gets to be like, Mad Eye's dead.
Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, what a man. And we're like, is he? We don't know. Yeah. And like, Snape was a decent teacher for Defense Against Dark Arts. To a degree.
I'm just talking about abilities he taught students.
As like a teacher, like teaching things, like if you're asking whether or not the children learned things, yes, he was great. The children actually learned. Yes, this is true.
But he bullies
kids. As a person, I still don't like him.
Because he bullies kids because he had a thing for their dead mom.
Yeah, that's weird. or like, I don't get what his deal with Neville was.
I think it was supposed to be because, like...
he saw himself in
Neville? No.
Or what?
So what I think that whole thing was, which, it could be wrong, is because Neville's the other person that the prophecy could be talking about. And Snape was the only other person that really knew the prophecy besides Dumbledore and Voldemort. So he probably knew that the Longbottom's kid could have been the one that was sought out after.
But he wasn't.
Like Harry. Sure he wasn't, but it was like well, like, if he had gone after you,
it could have been.
It could have been.
But still, I feel like, you know...
I'm not condoning his actions. I'm just saying that I think...
No. I feel like that's not, like, enough reason. I feel like if that were the case, it wouldn't be that sort of behavior. I feel like that wouldn't be, like, the reasoning behind it. I don't know. I just feel like it's not enough.
I know. I'm just saying, like, to get into starting, like, thinking of that way.
Yeah. I'll have to rewatch it now and, like, think of it like that. I'll try. I don't know. I still don't like Snape all that much. I never really liked him all that much.
Mm-mm.
I saw this one post That was like Harry Potter naming his kids. You, Albus Severus Dumbledore, or Albus Severus Potter, named after the two men in my life who I admire the most. You, what's the other kid's name?
James Sirius.
Yes, you, James Sirius Potter, named after my father and my godfather, the two most important men to me. And you, Lily Luna, named after my mother and some girl I knew in high school. And Ginny's just standing there like, how about, no, okay.
I know we've talked about this on a really early episode, but why didn't he name it like Lily Ruby, like short for Rubius?
Because they both had a great relationship with Hagrid.
Yeah.
I still feel like it's unfair because all three children have names after people that were important to Harry's life.
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy, this is not about you.
Lily Ruby, Lily Molly.
Yes. Hello. Like, there's so many options here. And you chose being an asshole about it. Like
I understand naming James Sirius.
James Sirius, I get. Albus Severus.
No.
Eh.
Fred Rubius.
And then everybody's like, well, it's because George named his kid Fred.
So
there can be more than one Fred.
Exactly. We both said so at the exact same time.
I know. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
So there can be multiple children with multiple names. Do you know how many Ashleys there are in the world?
Yeah.
Or Nicoles? Or Emmas? Like, there are so many people with so many of the same name. And even in families, there are people who have the same name. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I have the same name as like 3 of my cousins.
Yeah. Or like, if you didn't want to name it Fred, name it like Gideon or Fabian, which is like Molly's 2 brothers, the twins.
2 brothers, yeah. Yeah. Or Arthur.
Or Arthur.
The only like consistent father figure he had besides Sirius.
Yeah.
Like, Arthur was there for him from day one. I mean, he shows up in Chamber of Secrets. He shows up to the burrow, and Arthur's like, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's one extra child here. Hello, child. Who are you? Okay, I guess you're my son now. Like, honestly, no questions asked. Just like,
I found a Reddit post of
oh god,
possible other names for Harry Potter's kids.
That would have been better.
Yeah. I think it would have been cool to recognize Arthur and Molly. They acted as Harry's parents all those years, plus they are Jenny's actual parents.
Yep.
I'm sure Jenny would have liked to name one Fred. I don't mind James Sirius, but I hate Albus Severus. Maybe
we all hate Albus Severus.
John Albus, since Remus's middle name was John. It might be weird to use Remus because Teddy's middle name was Remus too. I thought Lily Luna was weird because all the others are names that people have died except for Luna. Maybe something more meaningful for Jenny. And Molly was said again. I still think Ruby. It's a lot of Remus and Fred being mentioned in this.
Yeah. Hear me out. This is terrible. But what... I feel like if they stuck with the dead people theme and it was up to Harry, he would have gone, I got it. Lily Hedwig. That's what he would have said. That would have been his answer. You know that's what he would have said.
Cedric Alistair Potter. Alistair Mooney.
He barely even knew the guy, though.
I know. We just talked about Rubius Regulus Potter, you were named after two relatively unknown heroes. One was the first person to ever be kind to me, and the other was the first person to treat an abused elf kindly and helped bring down a great evil.
That would be fine.
Colin Arthur Potter. For Colin
Oh my
Creevy.
gosh, after Colin Creevy? That would have been cute. See?
Minerva Ruby?
Other ones. I mean, hello. And again, Minerva is an important name to both of them.
Yeah.
Like, he picked very selfish names.
Nymphadora. Or Dora.
Or Tonks.
Or Tonks. Albus Fabian.
Or...
Jenny's uncle.
No!
I know we don't like Albus, but Albus
We don't
Fabian is
like
better.
Albus.
Fabian Colin.
That's like... No. Colin Fabian would be better.
Colin Fabian, yeah.
Yeah, flipped. Rolls better.
Cedric
I feel like
Remus.
there's lots of options for boy names. Where we get stuck is for the girl names. There's very few options for the girl names.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Minnie, like for Minerva, for McGonagall, or like...
Yes,
you know?
because, and I know that this is totally different than Harry Potter, but in young Sheldon, Sheldon's older brother, Georgie, has a daughter, and her name is Connie, after the grandmother.
Yes.
And, like, she's still alive, like, she was the person that helped the two of them out.
Emily Osmond's character, right?
Yeah, Emily Osmond's character.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now. Okay, yes. But, like, same thing, right? Like, Minnie would have been adorable.
Yeah.
Like, Minnie Molly, or Molly Minnie. Like, or, can't even think of any others. Like,
Oh, here's another article. 10 people Harry Potter should have named his children after other than Severus and Luna. Is the name of this
rattle
article.
them off. Let's go.
Minerva McGonagall.
Duh.
Arthur.
Yep.
Cedric.
Nah.
I don't like this
That's
one.
a maybe.
Neville.
Okay. No.
Alistair Mooney. Tonks.
Yeah.
Remus.
Yes.
Molly.
Yes.
Hagrid.
Yes.
Fred.
Yes! These are all better. All better. You could also turn Freddie into a girl's name.
Yeah.
Do it Freddie and make it female.
Yeah.
Right? That would be really cute.
And they didn't even have to be, like, James Sirius. It could have been, like, any other first name, and then have the middle name be the, like, honor.
Yeah.
Like, probably Hugo and Rose. We don't know their middle names.
Yeah. Like,
No, my favorite of the Next Generation kids' names is Victoire. She's Fleur and Bill's daughter.
oh, okay.
She was born on the first year anniversary of the Battle of Hogwarts.
Aww.
So her name means victory.
Aww.
Like,
That's cute.
I think that's adorable.
That's really sweet. Yeah.
Hold on. Here's another one in one of these Reddit posts I found. This is so stupid. This is not serious at all. This isn't like all the other ones that we have been serious about.
Is this like a spoof one? Like, these would be better names, and they're all, like, super stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gilderoy Lavender Potter. You were named after the two most annoying people I have ever met. And it fucking shows. Get on the train.
Yay! That one's good.
That's why I started laughing.
That one's good. The two most annoying people I've ever known.
Frederick Cedric Potter. You were named after two kids that are both Dedricks now.
That's terrible.
Albus, Severus, Wulfric, Rubius, James, Brian, Potter.
Why?
Because Albus, Wulfric, Brian.
Yeah. I know, I get the joke, but like, why do you think Albus Severus?
Lord Angela Potter. You were named after the bravest car I've ever known.
That was good. I liked that one.
Molly Minerva.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Ford Angela Potter. That one got me. I liked that one. Bravest
Creature.
car I ever knew. Creature.
Dobby Creature Potter.
Dobby Creature Potter. This is good. This episode is going to be titled, What Harry Potter Should Have Named His Children.
Yes.
That's going to be the title of this episode.
I can't wait. So, I know I mentioned this to you before we started recording, but I had something to tell you. And I'm just going to make reference to it. So, you know that catering management course I'm in?
Yes.
I was walking with the other service manager home after a meeting one day, and she and I were just talking, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm going to be recording an episode of my podcast later. She goes, what's your podcast? I went, Fan Fatale. She went, oh, I listened to that. And I met her this year.
Shut up. No, she doesn't.
She and I, like, were in, like, a similar, like, in a club together, so she could have heard about it from there, because I know they were talking about how I interviewed Ridley Pearson last year.
Oh.
But, like, she continued listening to it, didn't realize that I was the same person. But, yeah.
Well, hi to her. That's
hi, Alyssa.
wild. I love when that happens, because that never happens to me. People go, oh, what's that? And I go, it's a podcast I do. And they go, oh, that's cool. Have I heard it? And I go, no.
Yeah. She knew about us and not disorder.
Well, thanks a lot, Alyssa. I feel really special now.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. That's really cool.
That's why I had to tell you. I wanted your reaction.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like, this is spooky time. This is Harry Potter time. This is...
I got my nails did especially for it.
Woo!
If you got video, you can see.
Yeah. Hopefully the video actually saves this week.
Hopefully.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. So... I thought of another bad one.
Oh, dear.
Gilderoy Ollivander Potter. Two guys I met in a shop.
Guys, I know we say this in the outro, but please, please, please comment down below another bad Harry Potter.
Tell us all of your,
Children.
like, terrible Harry Potter children names.
Please comment down below on YouTube. Please comment on our post on Instagram. Like, we need to hear these.
At us. Like, on, like, tweet us, or what is it? Like, what do you call it now?
X?
On X. Because you can't say tweet us. Like.
X at us?
I don't know. Send us. I don't know. Add us on Threads. If you're on Threads, we're on Threads. I'm on Threads.
I'm not. I need to, but I'm not.
Yeah. We'll put a Q&A in this episode on Spotify. I'll put that in too, so we can take a look.
Yeah.
Because these bring me so much joy. They're so funny.
Same.
I think they're hilarious. So, here's another one. Hedwig Errol Potter.
You're named after 2 owls that were really dear to me.
And one who was a dumbass. One who is dear and one who was a dumbass.
Quirrell, Umbridge, Potter. You were named
Stop.
after my...
No. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. These are good. Yeah, I like these a lot.
These spark joy.
They do. They do. Really do. Marie Kondo would be proud.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I've been like recently rewatching all of the films, and like it's really apparent the difference between like Michael Gambon's Dumbledore, and oh gosh, what's his name?
Richard Harris?
Yes, and Richard Harris is Dumbledore. Sorry, my brain is fried.
No problem.
But like you can tell the difference between their Dumbledores because they're played so differently, and I feel like Richard Harris really like played the softer side of Dumbledore, whereas Michael Gambon really like played up Dumbledore and like really fed into the like extravagancy that is Dumbledore. Because like when I picture Dumbledore, I don't know if you've ever seen the My Life as a Background Slytherin comics. So like, you know, when it's like flourish and it's like Dumbledore does like a backflip out of the room, like that's how I kind of picture him when I read the book. Like I picture him as just this little like gremlin kind of guy, and like
it's so
like,
funny
yes,
because I think about the two, like, I don't want to say parody adaptations because Puffs is not a parody. Have you seen Puffs?
No, I've not, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Puffs is not a parody by, like, definition. It's just telling the story of all the Hufflepuffs during the 7 books. But I think about that and, like, the very little bit of Dumbledore we get in that.
Yeah.
And, why'd I forget his name?
From Harry Potter musical?
Yes! Why'd I forget his name?
I know what you're talking about, though.
Star Kid, Dumbledore, Dylan Saunders!
Yes. Yes. And the... you get Puff the Magic Dragon. You get Figment, the Imagination Dragon. You get the Very Timid Dragon. And you get... what was it? You get the Hungarian Horntail.
The scariest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Good luck. I love that. So, like, yeah, I kind of picture that too, where it's like kind of like not really serious. And I feel like Michael Gambon, he like commands the respect that like Dumbledore like needs, which is good. But I feel like had Richard Harris continued playing the role, we would have seen that a little bit more like playful, like we see in the first movie when he gets like the earwax bean, and like he's like, ooh, like I feel like we get that little glimmer. Yeah. And so like
it would have been interesting to see Richard Harris play the more like serious parts of Dumbledore though.
I think so too, because I think he could have really handled them well, but I think there's so much he'd be able to handle the balance really well. Yeah. But I don't think that's necessarily Michael Gambon's fault. I think that's a directorial fault.
Yeah, because, what is his name? Alfonso Cuarón. The guy who did Prisoner of Azkaban. I think it's his fault.
I agree. I think in the later films, like, he, like, really pushed for, like, Dumbledore to be really serious.
Well, so, Cuarón only did the 3rd film. Which is why it looks like an art film. Michael Cuarón.
He only did Prisoner of Azkaban?
He directed it, yeah.
Okay, and that's where we also start to see the more seriousness of Dumbledore, which, like, kind of makes sense because that's when Michael Gambon takes over, so I think that's why people credit him to making the role more serious. But, I mean, like, in the books, it is more serious when we get to, like, Prisoner of Azkaban because it's a little bit more serious of a situation, and, like, same with, like, Goblet of Fire because, like, I mean, you know, it's a
Alfonso Cuarón,
like,
not Michael Cuarón.
That's what you said.
Okay. I thought I said Michael. And then it's Mike Newell. Like, is
for
Goblet.
Okay.
And then David Yates for
the rest.
Order of the Phoenix on.
Yeah.
And he still is doing Harry Potter films.
Which you can kind of tell. Like, after, I feel like those two, like,
Prisoner and Goblet.
Jesus. Yes, like, Prisoner and Goblet, like, kind of stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just very different from everything else.
Yeah, and I mean, they even talked about it. Do you remember watching the 20th anniversary special?
Yeah, I do.
That was, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
Because 2001 is when the first film would have come out, so 2021 January. And I remember each of the directors talking about, like, the points that they wanted to take it in. Like, Chris Columbus definitely wanted it to be, like, more of a children's film. He even says that.
Super lighthearted, and you can tell, like, those two go together.
Yes. And then like, Alfonso Cuarón is a, like, film artist. Like, he does, like, hold on, let's see what movies he's done.
And, like, Prisoner of Azkaban is beautiful.
Yeah, like, he is okay, this is not giving me any films, really. Like, he was a producer on Pan's Labyrinth and, like, all these other, like,
beautiful films.
Beautiful artsy films.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if any others came up. A Little Princess from 1995 he directed.
Okay.
Great Expectations from 98.
Oh.
Children of Men in 2006. Gravity in 2013. Roma in 2018. Like, he's more of a producer nowadays.
Yeah.
But, like, he's a artistic film guy.
Yeah. They're, like, very artsy. They're very pretty.
And then Mike Newell wanted to do, like, the very big, like, tournament kind of style
did Gravity.
stuff.
Alfonso Cuarón also did Gravity.
Yeah. And then we get to Mike Newell, who did Goblet, who, you know, is a very, like, it's a very, how would you describe it? He describes it as, like, a very, like, triumphant, like, tournament style thing.
I feel like Goblet, the reason I like it so much is because there's very clear cut, like, pieces.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, there's action, and then there's romance, and then there's friendship, and there's storytelling, but it, like, feels cohesive even though there's distinct parts of the film.
Yeah. I'm looking at Mike Newell's.
He did 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and the Guernsey Literary Potato Peel and Literary Society, which is one of my favorite World War II movies. It's amazing. Prince of Persia.
He did the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Great Expectations.
Yeah. Mona Lisa Smile. Ooh, let's see what his 2 upcoming are. I've never heard of those. Producers, I mean, he's nothing really. And then we get to David Yates, who was the casting director and main producer since Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah.
So, like, he already had seen these kids fully grown up. Like, he was in their lives since they were 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, he's known these kids forever, and he's seen them grown up, and so he's like, okay,
I know what you can do now. But I think, like, and I know that they even talked about this in the 20th anniversary special. I think my favorite moment in any of the films still has to be in Prisoner of Azkaban. And it is in the Shrieking Shack. When it's Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and then Gary Oldman and Alan Rickman and David Thewlis. And what's the guy who played Peter Pettigrew's name? He was in Enchanted.
Yes, he was. He's in a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I swear to God.
He's in a ton of stuff, though.
Oh my God. But you know, like, these great British... Timothy Spall.
Yes.
But these 13-year-old, 14-year-olds were acting against some of the greats in British acting.
Yeah.
Like Gary Oldman and Alan Rickman.
And holding their own.
Yeah.
And I think it's also really telling as a scene because you have three best friends and the
three best friends
who were best friends.
Yeah. And then, what else? Oh, I forgot Timothy Spall was in Sweeney Todd, not gonna lie.
He was, yeah. He was,
Beetle Bamford.
Bamford, yeah.
No, but, like, that scene just always sticks out to me as some of the best Harry Potter acting.
That one's really good. I love
Yeah.
that one. I also am
Also,
really partial.
listeners, I am so sorry if you can hear people walking across by my window. They're being very loud right now.
I was gonna say, though, I am also super partial to everything like at the Yule Ball.
Yeah.
I love the Yule Ball, not just because it's beautiful, but like I think it's really symbolic of like them growing up, and like it's like their equivalent of like a prom, you know?
Yeah.
And then like almost immediately after we get the last trial, and it's like, okay, playtime's over, war started.
Yeah.
Like that's their last bit of like childhood before.
Another scene that sticks out is any of the Dumbledore's army.
Yeah.
In order.
Yeah, when they're training.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the room of requirement.
Especially the Patronus.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's doing their Patronus charms, and they're like, mine's an otter! Mine's a this! They're so cute.
No, so, what I was gonna say, going back to, like, the great actors that these kids were working with, I listened to Normal Not Normal, the Phelps twins, who played the Weasley twins podcast, and they were talking about, like, how they were on these forums, like, finding out who all the adults were gonna be, because they cast all the kids first.
Yeah.
And then we're looking for all the adults. And they remember seeing rumors that Alan Rickman, who they had grown up watching Die Hard at Christmas, finding out that he was going to be their professor in the film, and then being like, oh, so this is like a real big deal film.
Yeah.
Not some like little,
like,
we're only going to get like Sorcerer's Stone made.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, and beyond that, I just think the cultural impact is unfathomable.
Yeah.
Nobody could understand at the time what kind of, because the books reached a lot of people.
Yeah.
But then the movies reached even more people.
Yeah. No, and then another thing I think about, again, on the Phelps Twins podcast, they always bring in, like, Harry Potter actors to talk because they're still really good friends with them.
Yeah.
And Ivana Lynch was talking about her audition process for the films.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her talking about, yeah, like, they, like, had pretty much figured out who they were going to do, but then, like, had an open casting call just to see if there was anyone out there.
Yeah.
And that's when she was found to play the role. And her being like, okay, now, like, these people, like, she was on, like, Pottermore forums and all that stuff, like, freaking out about casting, and then she was like, oh, now I can't, like, post on these forums. Like, I am in these films now, like, world upside down. It's a great podcast. You guys should listen to it. So good.
Yeah. it's just like every time we come around spooky season, it's, you know, you see all of the marathons on Sci-Fi or on TV somewhere, and every time I always catch it, and I'm like, okay, I could sit down for a couple hours. It's no big deal, or I'll just watch half the movie. It's no big deal. I watch the whole thing. I end up watching the rest of it, and then I'm like, oh, now I want to watch the next one, and then I'll like watch the next one. And
yeah, when I was on my Delta flight going to New York back in August, Prisoner of Azkaban was on the like little TV, so I just watched Prisoner on my like flight to New York.
No qualms.
No.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things. Anytime it's on, I will just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day, I started watching them all the other day because I was sitting in my living room just getting some sewing stuff done. I brought out my sewing machine and all my fabric, and I sewed in my living room on the floor and watched Harry Potter just like I do every year at Halloween time when I'm making my costumes.
Yeah. I'm so excited for our costumes.
Me too. I still am waiting for pieces to come in, but like, it's okay.
They're all supposed to be here by the 4th.
Mine is not going to be here till probably after my trip.
Okay.
So then I have a week to put it together.
Yeah. It'll be done. My skirt came in first.
Oh.
So I'm just waiting on like the leg warmers and some of that other stuff.
Cute. We'll be sure to post some pictures so everybody can see our cute ideas.
Yeah.
So.
And our tote bags that I'm making are coming in too.
Yes, and our cute fits for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Yep.
So excited. Sean was talking about, because I told him how I was thinking about doing Hera. He was like,
yeah,
I could try to pull together my Kanan stuff from a little bit ago, like when you guys did it.
That's so cute.
So he might.
I think I'm leaning towards just like a big white t-shirt and calling myself Leia with like, I have a white belt with like little like silver loops in it. There you go. I'm like, perfect.
There you go.
And like little buns.
Yeah, I'm gonna do bubble braids.
Cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we wrap this up, lady? Get into some fandom news?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know I'm excited about one of them.
I know.
Because I'm right! Y'all will figure out very quickly what I'm right about. Wait. This is not what I'm right about, but I'm sad to hear this news. Some Like It Hot will play its final Broadway performance in December. It is, I believe, December 28th, so right after Christmas, but right before the New Year.
Andrew Lloyd Webber's Starlight Express will return to London in 2024.
Bookings for the all-new Disney Treasure are now open. Sailings begin December of next year.
Rogers the Musical original cast recording is out now.
Yeah, on Spotify, I believe. I don't know other streaming services, but probably. Daphne Rubin Vega and Tim Daly will lead The Night of the Iguana off-Broadway this December.
Second Stage founder Carol Rothman will depart after 45 years.
Team Starket's newest installment in the Hatchetfield trilogy, Nerdy Prudes Must Die, will be released on October 13th, which is a Friday this year.
Loki Season 2 comes out on October 5th on Disney+.
Yeah, so tomorrow, when this is being released.
Yep.
Richard Kind and John Owen Jones to lead Stephen Sondheim's A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum in Paris this year.
Mean Girls movie musical to be released in theaters this January.
This upcoming one, yep. Taram Killam will play Lancelot in Spamalot with Alex Brightman to succeed him in 2024.
The Heart of Rock and Roll will open on Broadway this upcoming spring.
This is what I was right about, you guys. Disney Plus's Percy Jackson and the Olympians episode titles have been revealed. It has been officially confirmed that with these announcements that they will be named after chapter titles from the beloved first book of the series. The episode titles are as follows. Episode 1, I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher. Episode 2, I become Supreme Lord of Bathroom. Episode 3, we visit the Garden Gnome Emporium. Episode 4, I plunge to my death. Episode 5, a god buys us cheeseburgers. Episode 6, we take a zebra to Vegas. Episode 7, we find out the truth, sort of. And episode 8, the prophecy comes true. But I, probably last week was on the phone with Sean just talking about the series and all this stuff. And I was like, let me get my first book out and, predict where, because we know that it's 8 episodes. Let me just predict, what episodes will be grouped together.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the, first one in the new grouping is the chapter, or the new episode title. So I was right.
Emma's so excited.
I'm so excited. It comes out soon. It comes out 5 days after I graduate.
Are you going to be able to contain the excitement?
No.
No? Oh, man.
It's Hallmat that starts on that same day as the Percy Jackson show being released. And I've changed my Hallmat plans again so I could bring my Annabeth to Hallmat on the day that the series comes out.
There you go. Jasmine Amy Rogers to star in Boop, the Betty Boop musical.
Yes. Speaking of Percy Jackson, a sequel to Chalice of the Gods, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Wrath of the Triple Goddess, will be coming out September 24th of 2024. I have not even bought Chalice of the Gods yet. I probably should do that soon.
Probably.
Who knows? I have to read Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes before November.
Oof.
Because I've never read that book. I've read parts of it, but not the entire thing. I don't want to read it before the movie comes out Thanksgiving weekend. So we'll see. We'll see if that actually happens.
Lots of books. Lots of books.
Mm-hmm. Looking at my books over there. Will I reread the Percy Jackson series again? Yes.
Probably.
At least the first book before December.
Yeah, at least.
For some reason, I don't have the third book of the series up here. I have every other Percy Jackson book, though. Except for the third. I don't know. I don't know why I don't have Titan's Curse up here.
That's so weird.
I think because I was reading it when I, went home for a break and finished it during that break and then just never brought it back up. Yeah.
That's fair.
I think that's what happened, but now I want to read the series and I don't want to, stop and have to wait for me to get the third one.
You have 2 whole books. Babe, you're going to be home in, 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
Short books, though.
Okay, start it in a week.
I'll probably read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes first and then be like, okay, now I can read Percy Jackson.
Okay, read that book first and then start reading Percy Jackson the week of the 15th and then I'll be there and then you'll be home.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Fan Fatales. We're a proud part of the Real Fans Podcast Network.
That's right, and if you want to check out more shows on the network, you can find them at rf4rm.com.
Join us in a couple weeks where we will be continuing Spooktober with a very special episode.
Remember to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts.
And subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please leave us a review and comment down below to tell us what you thought of the show. And remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FanFatalesPod for the latest updates. Now, Emma, where can the people find you on the social medias?
My Instagram, TikTok, and X are all at SnippyEmma, which is SNIPPYENNA. What about you, Gabs?
I'm at Gaby Jen, pretty much everywhere. That's GABYJENT.
Our editing is by the wonderful Carol Linsmeyer.
And as always, thanks for tuning in.
Bye!
The views expressed in this episode do not reflect the company they're about.